Management of the University College Hospital in Ibadan, Oyo State, southwestern Nigeria, has mandated reportedly that each patient accessing the hospital paid a sum of 1,000 naira daily for electricity supply. The hospital insisted that the need for the new levy is necessary in order to cushion the biting effects of an increase in the price of electricity tariffs and diesel used to power generating plants by the hospital. It's a federally controlled hospital, by the way. Joining us to discuss further, Arise business analyst CHIKA MBONU. CHIKA, good morning to you.
Morning. How are you today?
Thank you. So far, I'm good. Good to have you.
Rainy day in Lagos.
Very rainy day, and we know the impact on traffic.
Well, then with fuel scarcity.
Oh my gosh! Just everything on top of each other. I don't know how we do it. What would you like to discuss first?
Fidelity.
Fidelity Bank. All right.
A Tier 2 bank.
Yes.
Remember Fidelity had their vision of moving to Taiwan.
Yes,
the Fugas, the top 5.
Yes.
I think in 2024, and they have been steadily on that path. One of the banks in Nigeria run by an Amazon by Mrs. Neka Onyali Igbe.
Yeah.
And who took over from Mr. Nnamdi Okongo, who crossed over to First Bank Holdings as a CEO. And then she's took over and she's put the bank on a strong growth trajectory. 2021 PBT was almost 40% on year-on-year the 2020.
Yeah.
And they have crossed their total asset now into the 3 trillion range. Hugging, looking up near GT. GT is the smallest, has the lowest
Tier 1
in total assets among the Tier 1 banks, with the Access Bank as number 1 and Zenith number 2. And so, I guess just like Fitch said, the upgrade in their ratings reflects the improvement, dramatic improvement they've had in most of the financial metrics. NPLs, return on equity, return on assets, growth on PBT, growth on total assets, and of course improving corporate governance also. So it's not surprising. We just continue to watch them, watch that space as they strive and push towards
Tier 1 status.
Tier 1 status.
Fantastic.
So that's that.
All right, well, that's good news.
You see, University College Ibadan.
Yes, the power situation, yeah? Yes.
Well, I mean, every day we hear, it's symptomatic of what, very soon when you enter a bus, they'll tell you to pay 500 extra because of power.
Diesel.
What is a diesel, The fare is this, but because of diesel, and I said it in this program that until the issues in the Russia-Ukraine war are resolved, the aviation fuel and the diesel prices will hang up there. PM petrol will have been not solved there, apart from the subsidy that we have.
Right.
So it's not surprising, therefore, that the UC, University College Hospital Ibadan, is doing what they're doing. Other people are doing it in other ways. What's happened here because of this zero situation. So many financial, I thought about the rich also cry. Even the banks that have the best liquidity and best finances have had to shut down, reduce the operation. A lot of banks who used to close by 5, banking up to 5, brought by now to 4. And even restaurants, even hotels. There's some hotels you go to now, they ration power, and all because the cost is real. The cost is real. It just slams your P&L directly. And of course, even though it was denied, the health sector is very delicate. The importance of power. So many machines there. Some people on life support, some people on incubators, and so on and so forth. If for 1 second power is not there, life may just filter away. And so this is their one way of doing that. Delicate situation in our country, and power continues to be a major challenge. We've done so much of that in this program. And if you reverse a little back, and today is July July 5th.
Yes.
July 5th. And so we recall in Nigeria on July 1 a new power commitment regime came into play. 5,000 megawatts, and everybody signed on in the value chain, and to make sure that is done, which should increase the availability of power to our communities and our cities. I don't know if your area, but where I stay, I haven't noticed any change. The power outage is still as high as it is. We cannot move this country forward without power availability.
Right.
And it's amazing and shocking that from the Obasanjo regime in 1999 till now, nothing. It hasn't moved by. It hasn't moved by a needle.
Yeah.
The power privatization program that was done, wasn't a success.
Yeah.
And was still there. And I'm just waiting for the Central Bank of Nigeria what it's going to do. Remember that the banks in Nigeria that lent to the discos and the Gencos for the acquisition of those plants had a forbearance not to provide for those loans. And that forbearance, I think, is ended now. And I'm waiting for whether the Central Bank of Nigeria will step in and rather extend it. Because of if they do that, it's going to change the face of the balance sheet and P&L of a lot of banks in Nigeria who finance that sector. As I said before, the power sector requires a real leadership from the top, and will take the decisions required. No matter whose us is God, to make sure that we get it right. Because as I said before, if you bring everybody into the room, the Gencos, the gas suppliers, the NEBT, the transmission company, the discos.
So many players.
If you bring them on NERC, if you bring them into the room, it will be a madhouse. Everybody blaming everybody. Right. So we need to go back to the fundamentals and try and reset things to make sure we get it right. Otherwise, we'll be patching and it will be leaking. Because despite all the trillions poured in by central bank, subsidies given by the government, nothing has, the needle has not moved by an inch. It's a big problem for us.
Do you think, just about a minute ago, do you think it can be solved in 4 years, in one term? You think you can see enough? If as you've suggested, all these things come together, do you think you can see significant?
Of course, substantially. Yeah? I mean, you see, the cement power deal had a progressive part. Yeah. Initially 7,000 megawatts. I think 12,000 or 13,000 megawatts, and then 25,000 megawatts. Yeah. And it was well designed. What Nigeria, remember, will say here that our problem is not planning. Our problem is what? Diligent, conscientious, selfless, Nigerian focus, execution. Yes. Where we don't have agendas. And everywhere, look at the customs. The custom program where they have to have revenues and whatever. Is in confusion there now because of personal interest. The things that concern Nigeria, usually, because of personal interest of varied 200 million people's interest. And everything derives from leadership from the top. Leadership has to be focused from the top. And this is important for us in 2023. We have enough time from now to February to query a lot of these things, a lot of these candidates, to make sure that we pick the right one for us.
We'll see how things work out. And we have you to analyze everything as we move along. Arise business analyst CHIKA MBONU. CHIKA, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate your time.